everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. I thought I'd do an April update on what's going on since I've been kind of sort of busy trying to put some orchids into the outside greenhouse and trying to clean up also in the indoor area. I feel like I still have a lot of orchids in here. I think they're just, some of them are just big and taking a lot of space. This is the bulk of the orchids that I have inside the house. I have a few, not many, that are hanging. The vandas are in the kitchen right now. I'm kind of watering. And then I also have some in my women's cave or my other room that are strictly phalaenopsis that are in water culture. So I'll see if I can get to that because I don't want this to be too long. But let's focus on some of the orchids that are in buds and blooming. Let's start in this corner. I have two NoID phals. You can see one's in water culture and then the other one's been in that media for some time. Can't remember. But the one in just bark media, you see its flower spike. Oops, out of frame. Here it is. And that started in February. The spike started to grow in February. Now the other one in the water spike, I placed that in March. But about mid-March I noticed there's a spike and I thought it was a root. Didn't pay too much attention to it. As you can see, it is 3 weeks worth of growth right there, one that you're seeing from the one in the water culture. So I thought I'd give them both, see which one will bloom first, but I think the one in the media will, because that's, like I said, that's been in spike since February, so unless the one in the water culture catches up. It's a little difficult to see the flowers of the little green apples because it is green, but it is open and it's only one. And then the growth two growth that are kind of chasing each other pretty high, especially the tall one. It is practically, well, it is above the light now, so I have to kind of turn it a little bit away from the light so that it doesn't hit the light directly. The pot, it's pot bound. I probably will just put a bigger pot. See some of the roots. I mean, it's got roots coming out everywhere, so I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm not going to mention every single orchid, otherwise we'd be here forever, but this is the Blc Burana Beauty. As you can see, there is the new growth. This is the Dendrobium trantuanii Andes crossed with Dendrobium trantuanii PA 5554. The one that you're kind of looking at, I'll point to it. That one came first and then the other one on the right hand came second. So they've been blooming for quite some time, so excited about that. The new growth is not making too much of a progress, but it's still there, hasn't blasted, so happy about that. That one that you're looking at is the Dendrobium aberrans cross with something that's too small for me to see. And the buds are really doing really well. I can't wait, probably another month and they'd be fully open, so I'm excited for them. I think you guys remember this one. This one I got at the San Francisco Orchid and Plant Expo, and it came with two spike. The other one is finally died off and I cut the spike off. This is the Encyclia Iris Mist Wintergreen. So cute. Below that shelf are just some callias from Carmella's. I think I have one of my Oncidium Twinkle there too. And just a bunch of callias and a couple of the dark joys also towards the back there. Seedlings, or a couple more years before any of them, except for the Twinkle because that's mature. But the rest of them are probably a couple more years before I get blooms out of them. We're strictly talking about the callias, of course. I'm hoping the dark joy ones will bloom this year. Below that are just some couple of things in water culture that I'm trying to save, and then the rest of them, as you can see, are African violets. Moving on to this shelf next door to it, as you can see, my Mitoniopsis that I had purchased from Trader Joe's. It's in full. Well, it still has some buds that aren't open, but it smells so good. It really does. There's a couple of pots behind there. They're both the Sharry Baby type. One's the redolence, so I don't see any buds in any of them, but that's okay. I can wait. I've got enough bloom to keep me happy. A lot of Cattleyas, again, from either Carmilla or stuff that I had bought previously. Encyclia Twinkle is right there. More Cattleyas in the back over there, and also this one that's in bottom. It's having a difficult time. Encyclia Burana crossed with bractescens. The buds, a couple of them blasted, but I'm okay with it. I don't know why, but we'll just have to see what happens next. But there's a couple of buds that are going to open, so we shall see. We shall see. Lower shelf or middle shelf. I don't know why that line. I don't know whether that's the LED, the king bow. Anyway, as you can see, I hate that line that keeps going up dark. So the Cattleyas from Carmilla, Phal, Joy, Fairy Tale has got 3 buds that are probably going to open. Let me see if I can get close. So that's as close as I'm going to get. As you can see, there's 3 buds that are going to open, and that's the Fairy Tale. Is it Joy Fairy Tale? Joy? One. That is the tetraspix. And there was one bud that blasted, but what you gonna do? But it looks like one is going to open up, so I will take that. Lower shelf, I have a patio petalum. It's got 2 new growth. It's in the back, and then I have these 3. The mother plant is the one on the left hand side. I decided about I think it was in late August to propagate extreme propagation, and I cut the cane where there's some keikis growing. They didn't die or anything. As you can see, the mother plant, it's a dendrobium Silky White, I think it's called, Empress, something like that. So I cut the cane where there's new growth, or the keikis, and as you can see, those keikis lost other leaves, and then new growth are coming up in both of them. And then one of them has 2. This one has also a bud. I just stuck both the severed cane along with the keiki into bark, and then I just put bark and lava rock, and then I just put sphagnum moss on top just to give it some, or maintain some moisture in there. They're doing well so far, but they're babies, so it's going to be many years before I see blooms, but they're doing really well. I was really surprised at the severity of the propagation that I did. Was the first I've ever done one. Actually worked. None of them died, so I'm kind of happy about that. Zygo is still doing really well, so happy about that. Smells really great. This one is I'll put the name, it's like Guess What, with the cross with passion orange bird or something. This is the last spike. There were 4 in there. The other 2, I guess because there's 4 of them, the other 2, they opened up and they didn't last as long as these 2, because these 2 opened up first, and then the other 2 lasted maybe a couple of weeks. Very slight scent. Smells really great. Zygo's still doing good in the back there. You can see. And it is. This is the one that you're seeing there is another. I don't even know where that came from, but it was not part of the major surgery that I did on my Silky White Empress dendrobium. And it came from that one. I didn't do anything with that one. I'm pretty much letting the keiki do their thing, but I did took that one, and that one has another keiki growing. All right. The last shelf, and that's what I was showing you guys, where that guess what orange bird flower, and right there that you see, you're gonna get blinded by the light for just a few seconds, then I'll bring it back up. That's one that I got at Trader Joe's. Smells wonderful. It's got the scent isn't overpowering, nor is it as strong as the Mitoniopsis or the Zygo. You have to really get close to the bloom, and it's very, very nice, very floral, but I really, really like it. The next one, it is in bud. Apologies for the glare, but that is the Braccia. I think I named it Eternal Wind. Might not be the exact name, but kind of the spike. This thing is so pot bound. It's gonna be a major surgery to get her out of there. And I was planning on doing it this weekend. Then I saw the spike. So, can't do it. So on this shelf, I have the seedlings from Carmela, the Iwanagara apple blossom, and then on the other side is, of course, the Lady Cattleya, Lady Cattleya Angel Heart Hihimanu. Still ways to go. Some are doing really well, some not so well, but that's only expected. I'm okay with that. We shall end right here for the indoor grow space because I think it's pretty long. And here's, of course, the coconut orchid. I got it hanging, and the other one is in the greenhouse. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I will film and hopefully get the greenhouse one out too, but I always say it'll be following, but the follow usually happens a week or two later. But I will try and get that out as soon as I can. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye!